Imagine reaching the absolute pinnacle of global football, claiming the highest individual honors the sport has to offer, all before your 22nd birthday. Long before the global fame, Ronaldo Nazário grew up in Bento Ribeiro, a modest neighborhood in Rio de Janeiro where money was always tight. For millions of kids like him, football served a single practical purpose. It was the only real vehicle to escape poverty. But Ronaldo possessed a physical anomaly that separated him from everyone else on those streets. While most strikers required multiple touches and a zigzag path to navigate a defense, Ronaldo needed exactly one touch. He possessed an unnatural acceleration, allowing him to cut a completely linear, explosive trajectory straight through defensive lines. These unique biomechanics created an unstoppable force on the pitch. Local scouts recognized the truth immediately. This was a generational anomaly whose physical gifts simply couldn't be taught. His rise happened at a blinding pace. After dominating Brazilian defenders twice his age at Cruzeiro, a 17-year-old Ronaldo found himself on the 1994 World Cup squad, absorbing a championship mentality right alongside the game's reigning legends. When he arrived in Europe to play for PSV Eindhoven, he immediately dismantled the continent's top defensive lines. Traditional tackling tactics proved completely useless against a player moving at that kind of velocity. The definitive proof of this dominance came during his time at Barcelona, in a match against Compostela. 3 separate defenders grabbed his shirt and tried to physically drag him to the turf. None of them could halt his forward momentum, as he accelerated directly toward the goal. The football establishment had zero answers for him. Even Barcelona manager Bobby Robson stood frozen on the sideline, clutching his head in absolute disbelief at what he had just witnessed. By age 21, he had claimed the Ballon d'Or. Ronaldo was pushing the human body to limits the sport had never seen. But generating that kind of force places a dangerously unsustainable physical burden on the joints. That toll finally exacted its price on November 21, 1999. Playing for Inter Milan, Ronaldo chased a loose ball and suddenly collapsed to the pitch. No defender had touched him. There was no dangerous tackle. The diagnosis was a ruptured patellar tendon. In a matter of seconds, the most feared athlete on the planet became a helpless hospital patient, facing one of the most devastating injuries in all of sports. The months that followed replaced roaring stadiums with quiet physiotherapy clinics. Instead of exploding past defensive lines, his daily reality involved the agonizing, painstaking process of simply learning to walk and bend a joint again. When he finally returned to the pitch, global anticipation reached a fever pitch. Fans celebrated the return of the phenomenon. 6 minutes later, that entire triumphant narrative shattered. Sprinting toward the penalty area, Ronaldo firmly planted his foot. The tendon completely ruptured. The injury was so violently traumatic to witness that opposing players literally turned their heads and wept on the field. A complete tendon rupture is a physiological nightmare. It destroys the precise biomechanical foundation required to generate explosive speed. Medical experts looked at the damage and declared his career effectively dead. At exactly 23 years old, the former prodigy faced a bleak reality. The widespread consensus among doctors, journalists, and fans was unanimous. The phenomenon would never play professional football again. He retreated into complete isolation. For 2 agonizing years, his life consisted of empty treatment rooms, ice baths, and grueling strength training. A repetitive loop of manual labor with zero guarantees that he would ever step onto a pitch again. Rehabilitation became his full-time job. he had to trade the joy of instinctual play for a rigid daily cycle of morning, afternoon, and night exercises. For nearly 800 days, he celebrated bending a knee without pain the same way he used to celebrate scoring goals. By the time his body finally responded, he was no longer just a product of natural gifts. He had spent 2 years proving he could endure the most unglamorous, painful parts of the sport just for the chance to be part of it again. The ultimate test arrived with the 2002 FIFA World Cup. Brazil entered the tournament surrounded by intense global skepticism regarding their star striker, questioning if he was physically capable of competing at the highest level. His response on the pitch silenced every doubt. He strung together a relentless run of crucial goals against Turkey, China, and Costa Rica, rapidly reawakening his legendary status with every match. Then came the final obstacle, a championship match against Germany and their deeply intimidating goalkeeper, Oliver Kahn, who had looked utterly invincible throughout the entire tournament. Under the brightest lights in sports, Ronaldo completely shattered that invincibility. He found the back of the net twice, securing a massive 2-0 victory for Brazil. When the final whistle blew, he immediately dropped to his knees. The emotion washing over him was pure, overwhelming release. He had just executed the most spectacular comeback in sports history, securing both the World Cup trophy and the Golden Boot. Following the tournament, he joined the famous Real Madrid Galacticos. Playing alongside other icons of the era, he continued to produce consistent moments of pure magic, even while operating with a permanently compromised body. The physical reality of his later years was undeniable. The explosive speed of his youth slowly faded, and ensuing fitness struggles invited a fresh wave of vocal critics. Yet true football purists look past the statistics of his later career. They revere him because he managed to reclaim his place at the top of the world after losing the very physical foundations that put him there. Ronaldo Nazário showed that talent makes you famous, but resilience makes you legendary. His story is a testament to the fact that greatness isn't found in avoiding the fall, but in the decision to stand back up every time life knocks you down. That is why they call him the phenomenon.